cutting edge in the night time, people. You don't know how the thing go already. Hit the free subscribe button. You understand? We on the way to 12,000 subscribers. You understand? Help to grow up the channel, my people. You understand? And if you like the work we are putting, yeah, man, just feel free to join the channel. Become a member. It help to make the channel grow. All right. Remember, you think you might be subscribed. You understand? So just please double check and make sure say you subscribe to the channel, okay? Yeah, man. And click free notification bell. Yeah, man. It help to grow the channel. And when you see the video upload, just make sure say hit the like button. You understand, people? Do the right thing. Knowledge is key.
We're there with you. As we have said, the music there. Naz and Damian. Great lyrics. Great lyrics to listen to and absorb. We see so much things are going on here right now, may I tell you. Both here and abroad. So much things. So much things to say. So much things to think about and rethink. The place don't look too good right now. Trust me, it don't look too right. And it's not the normal people them causing it. It's the big guys them. The big guys them causing it. But we are continuing the journey. Yeah, we're not stop. We are continuing the journey. Yeah, based upon sizing it up with different ones. We come to the conclusion and say the one we're going to play is very graphic in a broadcast. So tonight we're going to play that. And then we're going to have an interview about a wellness Caribbean symposium will come up very soon. We have Kailash, my brethren from St. Lucia. We're going to have him on the program. And we're going to have a next brethren where you might know from where we call it the social media. Very articulate brethren. We meet him at Kailash place when we was invited along there 2 years now. 2 years now. We call him Riza from Islam. Riza, what we call Nation of Islam brethren, and very profound and articulate in our reasoning. So we're going to feature that tonight. Plus we have some little clips. We want to take this turn in a cutting edge style. And as you hear, we continue saying that a whole heap of people kind of lose interest after certain time of listening to certain things, especially now. The youth, them don't have a good listening span. Them get carried away, maybe after 10 to 15 minutes, them gone to something else. Well, we kind of figure out how to get the listener them to hear certain things where we say, and where we did I say from long time, by using Instagram and YouTube and the other social media, Facebook, all of them, where bring through authentic, historical and uplifting things that them say. But it get missing by a whole heap of youth because all them interested in is the wind up, and the twist up, and the gossip, and them something there. So we will use the technology where's at our disposal now and incorporate it into the cutting edge. And I tell you, you're going to be very inspired. I mean, we started long time still, It's a long time we are doing it, but now we're going to step it up. We're going to step it up on the cutting edge that you also can go and look and don't just use these social media things for madness. We are inspire you. One way is to listen to the information and inspire you to go and search for the information them yourself. Very important that you do that, especially in this time here. Because too much, weary and lele are going right now. It kind of divert your attention from the real issues and the real open up your faculty of understanding and make you think. Critically thinking is what we're all about. So this year you're going to hear enough of that. Enough of that. This year. I mean, I talk about the false one, them, the one them where is not historically or spiritually uplifting, because a lot of the one them where we going to play and we have been playing is things that we have been saying long before this Instagram and this Facebook and this YouTube gets so popular. We used to say these things and get cussed for them too. We get cussed for it, some people tell me some things that people say about me, man, that me I say, you serious? Yes. People lose all them marriage because of the cutting edge. Parents run out and pick me out of the house because of cutting edge. But now, we see a whole heap of information that come to light now where don't make me look so bad again, because people, I hear it now from voices that don't have the dialect like what we have. So I can admit that I don't have a teacher dialect, proper English dialect, and I don't try to put on nothing upon my language to make it sound different. But we're going to give you some of the language that you prefer. But the information is the same way I don't get already. And then you have people who just start listening. Yeah, people who just start listening. So we will cater to them too. So as to say, a cutting edge still 30 odd years and still going. I will give thanks to Shane there, I will do still. Because him know say him there for a long time, and we always appreciate when him butt in pan. When I hear it when him butt in, but me like when him butt in. Sometimes I'll forget something and him just correct me, and sometimes I don't remember certain things and him just put it in me and I say, yes. So why you love Shane Clark? Yeah, Shane Clark, why you him up? We not stop him up, man. Yes. So we are continue, as we are saying, we are continuing the journey. Here we go, brand new, Inner Circle. Here we go. Traore, the other day, yes. Them still try to get him out, And them must say some African from Ivory Coast really behind that attempted coup. Yeah, behind the attempted coup. Them try overthrow him again. I think it's the same man where him did overthrow, I try a thing again. I try a thing, but him overcome it again. Enough coup, enough trying to overthrow him. I go on, believe you me. But him stand up there still, we hope him stand up there longer than long. You understand? Longer than long. Break time. Really something else, don't it? For those of you who follow it up, well, it really changed up the whole international law of how you go about things. Donald Trump decides, say, him not go follow nothing with them write down. Him go by himself. And do what him want to do. Him not care. Him not care about the Constitution of America, nor the Constitution of the UN, nor anyway. Anything him feel for do, him go do it. Him don't ever consider, say, when him do, people do it already and it never turn out good. And we can make mention of Iraq. When Bush decides, say, him go tell people, say, the man have weapons of mass destruction. And the whole world believe it. Them put it on TV. Them have all Colin Powell, who is a Jamaican blood in him. They on TV all over the world and show them the movement of this weapon where Saddam did have. And it turned out to be a lie. It turned out to be not no go so. And millions of lives get lost because of what them did in the 90s there. Millions. Saddam Hussein get murdered, murdered, just like Gaddafi or Obama murdered Gaddafi. Because Gaddafi was going to do a next thing for uplift and advance Africa. And Obama murdered him. So this one, you know, him decides, say, him not going to make nobody murder him. Him never give it himself either. I trick him. Well, I not trick him. Them sell him to some of my friend them, give them money for don't do nothing, forget him. You see what money can do. What money can do, may I tell you. Okay, so we're going to play this thing while I listen to it. Listen.
Good morning. We continue our breaking coverage of what may be the most audacious military operation in recent Latin American history. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is now in United States custody after being captured in the early hours of this morning. But as more information emerges, we're learning that this wasn't simply a military victory. This was a catastrophic security failure that began with those closest to the Venezuelan leader, his own bodyguards. The question everyone is asking tonight is simple. How did the United States pull this off? How did American special forces penetrate one of the most paranoid security apparatuses in the Western Hemisphere? The answer, according to sources close to the operation, is as old as warfare itself: betrayal from within. Multiple intelligence sources are now confirming that members of Maduro's personal security detail, the men tasked with protecting his life, were the ones who handed him over to American forces. These weren't low-level guards or perimeter security. These were elite bodyguards handpicked for their loyalty, trained to take a bullet for the president. Yet in the end, they took American money instead. Let's start with what we know about the timeline of events. At approximately 1:45 a.m. Caracas time, Maduro was at a secure location in the capital. The exact address has not been disclosed, but sources indicate it was one of several safe houses used by the president to avoid assassination attempts. These locations change frequently, and only a handful of people know the president's whereabouts at any given time. At 2 a.m., the first explosions were heard across Caracas. These strikes, as we now know, were diversionary. While Venezuelan military forces scrambled to respond to attacks on Fort Tiuna and La Carlota airport, a much smaller operation was unfolding elsewhere. A team of Delta Force operators, transported by stealth helicopters, landed near Maduro's location. Here's where the story takes its most dramatic turn. According to sources familiar with the operation, these American commandos did not have to fight their way in. They walked in. The outer perimeter guards had been told to stand down. Security cameras had been disabled. Alarm systems had been deactivated. When the Delta Force team reached Maduro's personal quarters, they found only 2 bodyguards still at their posts, and these men immediately surrendered without firing a single shot. The entire extraction took less than 12 minutes from landing to takeoff. Maduro and his wife were aboard an American aircraft before Venezuelan military command even understood what was happening. By the time Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez realized the president was missing, the helicopters were already crossing into international airspace. So how did the United States flip Maduro's bodyguards? The answer lies in a sophisticated intelligence operation that began more than a year ago. American operatives working through the CIA and Defense Intelligence Agency had been systematically studying Maduro's security apparatus, looking for vulnerabilities. They found plenty. Maduro's bodyguards, despite their elite status, were facing the same economic hardships as ordinary Venezuelans. Their salaries, paid in worthless bolivars, couldn't buy basic necessities. Meanwhile, they watched as Maduro and his inner circle lived in luxury, flying to Cuba for medical care while Venezuelan hospitals lacked basic supplies. The resentment was deep and growing. American intelligence identified 3 bodyguards in particular who seemed susceptible to recruitment. The first was a senior member of the presidential security team, a man in his late 30s who had been with Maduro for over 6 years. He had a sick daughter who needed medical treatment unavailable in Venezuela. Despite his position, he couldn't get her the care she needed. The second was a younger guard, ambitious and frustrated by the lack of advancement opportunities in a system based entirely on political loyalty rather than merit. He had watched less competent officers promoted over him simply because of their family connections. The third was a veteran security official who had served under Hugo Chavez and had grown disillusioned with what he saw as Maduro's betrayal of Chavez's vision. He believed Maduro was a usurper who had destroyed Venezuela for personal gain. Making contact with these men required patience and extraordinary care. The approach came through intermediaries. In one case, a former colleague who had defected years earlier. In another, contact was made through a family member living abroad. The initial conversations were vague, testing the waters. Would the individual be willing to simply provide information? What about their concerns for Venezuela's future? Only gradually did the conversations turn to more concrete proposals. The Americans were offering life-changing sums of money. We're talking about packages worth between $10 and $20 million per person. But more importantly, they were offering something these men couldn't buy at any price: escape from Venezuela and a future for their families. The bodyguard with the sick daughter was promised immediate medical evacuation for his child to a hospital in the United States, with all expenses covered for life. The ambitious guard was offered American citizenship, a new identity, and financial security. The disillusioned Chavez loyalist was told he could live out his days in peace, knowing he had helped free Venezuela from tyranny. But money and promises weren't enough. These men needed proof that the United States was serious and capable of protecting them after the operation. So the Americans did something extraordinary. They extracted the families first. Over a period of several months, the wives and children of these 3 bodyguards were quietly moved out of Venezuela. Some left on commercial flights under false pretenses. Others were smuggled across the border into Colombia. By the time the operation began, these families were already safe in undisclosed locations. With their families secure and millions of dollars in escrow accounts waiting for them, the bodyguards agreed to cooperate. But the plan required more than just 3 men. A successful extraction would need coordination across multiple layers of security. So the 3 recruits were asked to identify other guards who might be sympathetic. The network grew carefully and slowly. By the time the operation was ready to execute, at least 8 members of Maduro's security detail were compromised. Some were active participants who would facilitate the American insertion. Others simply agreed to look the other way at critical moments. A few were told nothing but given instructions that would keep them away from their posts at the crucial time. The operation almost didn't happen. There were several false starts when Maduro changed his schedule or location unexpectedly. American forces were put on standby multiple times, only to stand down when conditions weren't right. The breakthrough came when one of the compromised bodyguards was assigned to overnight duty at the safe house where Maduro would be sleeping. This guard was able to provide real-time updates on the president's location and the disposition of security forces. He confirmed how many guards were present, where they were positioned, and most critically, which ones were part of the plan. When the Delta Force team received the final green light, they knew exactly what they were walking into. The actual operation was clinical in its execution. The outer security perimeter simply melted away as guards who had been paid off abandoned their posts or claimed they saw nothing. The Americans moved through the building, encountering no resistance. When they reached Maduro's quarters, the president was apparently asleep. He woke to find American special forces in his bedroom and his own bodyguards standing aside. There are conflicting reports about Maduro's reaction. Some sources say he immediately understood he had been betrayed and went quietly. Others claim he initially thought it was a training exercise or a test of his security team. One particularly dramatic account suggests he tried to appeal to his bodyguards' loyalty, reminding them of their oaths and the trust he had placed in them. If true, his words fell on deaf ears. These men had already made their choice. The extraction itself was textbook special operations work. Maduro and his wife were flex-cuffed, hooded, and carried to the waiting helicopters. The entire team was airborne within minutes. By the time the rest of Maduro's security apparatus realized something was wrong, it was far too late to respond. What's particularly striking about this operation is how thoroughly the Americans had penetrated Maduro's inner circle. These weren't peripheral figures or distant associates. These were men who stood next to the president every day, who knew his routines, his fears, his secrets. The fact that they could be turned speaks to the complete erosion of loyalty within the regime. It also reveals something important about the nature of authoritarian rule. Maduro's security didn't fail because of technological superiority or military overwhelming force. It failed because the system he built was fundamentally hollow. Loyalty purchased through fear and patronage is not loyalty at all. When a better offer comes along, it evaporates. The bodyguards who betrayed Maduro made a rational calculation. They looked at their options and chose survival and prosperity over continued service to a failing regime. They knew Venezuela was collapsing. They knew Maduro's grip on power was weakening. They knew that eventually there would be a reckoning. The Americans simply offered them a way out before that reckoning arrived. Now the question becomes, where are these bodyguards now? According to sources, they were extracted along with the American team. They're now in protective custody, likely being debriefed by intelligence officials. Eventually, they'll be relocated under new identities, their promised payments delivered, their families kept safe. For them, betraying Maduro was the beginning of a new life. For Maduro, it was the end. The man who survived coup attempts, assassination plots, and years of international pressure was undone not by his enemies, but by his own guards. The irony is almost Shakespearean. He trusted these men with his life, and they sold it for the price the Americans were willing to pay. This operation will be studied for years as a masterclass in intelligence work and psychological operations. The United States didn't need to invade Venezuela with tanks and troops. They didn't need to bomb Caracas into submission. They simply needed to identify the right people, make the right offers, and wait for the right moment. The bodyguards did the rest. As more details emerge, we're likely to learn even more about how this operation was planned and executed. There will be congressional hearings, after-action reports, and eventually, perhaps, books written by the participants. But the basic outline is already clear. This was a betrayal purchased with American dollars and executed by men who decided their loyalty had a price. The broader implications of this operation are still unfolding. What happens to Venezuela now? Will there be chaos or a transition? What about the bodyguards still in Venezuela who weren't part of the operation? Are they now suspects facing potential execution? And what message does this send to other authoritarian leaders about the reliability of their own security forces? These questions will be answered in the days and weeks ahead. For now, what we know is this. Nicolas Maduro is in American custody, his wife beside him, captured not through military conquest, but through the calculated betrayal of the very men sworn to protect him. In the end, his greatest vulnerability wasn't external enemies, but the weakness of the system he built around himself. This has been our special report. We'll continue to bring you up.
Trust. And you trust them, you know. You must have someone there who decides, if him get the right money, he will just sell you out. Yeah, man. May I tell you, I guess it's 40 Cuban get killed in that operation, it to 40 Cuban. Yes, I hear Trump said with him one mouth, 40. But it's a serious thing. We will really examine it, and it's not done. It's not done at all. Trust me. If you think that done, You make a sad mistake, it just start. Just start. All the alabaloo over it. You're going to hear more and more and more and more. Believe you me, them things that just happen so. Just happen so. Because when people, first of all, the people them who do the betrayal, and the people them who cause the betrayal, and the people them who have to go live out this betrayal now. Sure, me I tell you, man, it's going to be, you so hear about it. All the year ago, and it just start. It just start. Long before we go hear it done. When I go ease up, you'll be hearing new, all movies are going to make about it too. Yeah, you got movies, on top of movies. I make the fall of Venezuela, Maduro. You understand? And I mean, when you watch Donald Trump, man, I tell you, man, it's like him the on top of the world, Him do something where a woolly part of president that I try to. And it's to topple the Venezuelan government for a long time. Remember, we used to get cheap oil from them, Jamaica. Yeah, used to get cheap oil from them, and them did have to stop because whole heap of things start going terrible. You're all whole heap of robbery are going. Them say Jamaica still, they must say Jamaica is one of the most corrupt, well, not one half, the most corrupt country in the Caribbean. I don't know about that still, but and them say it, and not me. And them say it. Anyway, we're going to switch the subject now. We have a symposium that come up, and it's a very important thing because symposium helps refine and redefine certain things and make people open themselves and express themselves on a different level. We have a brethren who will meet in St. Lucia. As a matter of fact, one of the brethren who control the whole thing, he was in this place, right in that studio. Yeah. His name Kailash. Kailash have a wonderful place in St. Lucia, like a retreat. And him is a herbalist, plus other things. I will feel good to know, say, you have a brethren who study the thing on a level where him can push it out there to the public and really help to transform this idea of Rasta and Bush Doctor is dark. People don't know, so you can bring it into a level where you are exposing it on another level. And we are talking about the herbal remedies. And this brethren, me and Kailash, him kind of have it to the T. I want to say to the T, me talk about to the T. And at the pan, I think I the cruise me the panel idea, and a white woman come to me and say, she remember me from down at Kailash retreat. And I say, yeah. She say, yeah. And she say, I went there with certain little problems. And see, now I'm on the cruise here. I don't have that problem again. So we give thanks. And then at the same time, we had a brethren there. Kailash should have a retreat there. And we was part of that retreat at that time. And remember the next brethren there now where people might know him from what them call it, the YouTube and the social media. Very articulate brethren from the Muslim community, Nation of Islam. And I hope him up on the line, I hope him up on the line. I know what him do up on the line. I can say the two man him up on the line. Riza Islam? No, I don't hear him. Kailash? None of them are there. Where I go on? Shane? Oh, me, so me not hear them. Kilash? Where that? No, you're Kilash, I don't hear Rizla. Riza? I don't know what I go on here, so no, we have to go examine that. We have to go examine it because I know the world I hear me, so I don't know if the world I hear them. We have to go figure it out. Kilash? Kilash? Nothing. Not even have feedback. I think one of the bridges them in California, you know. Riza Islam. I can't keep us a Riza Islam. I'm not get nothing. We have to go figure out where I go on. UTech Jamaica. From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. there will be a symposium taking place up there. We call it the Wellness Caribbean 2026. Wellness Health Holistic Symposium. And you're all invited at the University of Technology. And you're going to have speakers, as we mentioned, the brethren who is the one who is, is the genesis of it. Honorable Priest Kailash. And this brethren I will tell you about our Nation of Islam brethren, Riza Islam. And we have Camila Makdalal. Oh gosh, man. Camila Makdalal, I see you. And Dr. Holistic. Okay, so 4 people, all professional in them profession, very professional. And we still want to find out why is it that I'm not hearing none of the brethren them. Do you understand that? We need to hear them, you know. We need to hear them, man. How that possible now? How that possible? All right, we could continue something until we can hear them. We have a whole heap of time still. Okay, here we go. Johnny Clark.
Sinners, repent and save you.
Please, Kalish. So,
yes, my brother, blessed. Rastafari.
All right, I hear you. All right, so that is good. We hear you. So, the other version, on the other line?
Yeah, brother Riza.
Riza Islam?
My brother.
Beautiful,
yes,
beautiful. I was kind of worried here, all community, I say, it now go right. Anyway, give thanks. All right, so, Kailash, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What about you? Are you good?
Yeah, man, every time. A long time I don't hear from you. I guess you come on and enough and I don't see and I hear you.
That's about 2 times.
Enough time, that, man. Anyway, give thanks.
Man, yeah, man, love.
I just mentioned a while ago, I don't know if you hear me, that I met a daughter upon the cruise the other day, and she reminded me, say, she was a sister who was next door to me when we down there with a little youth. And she said she went down there very sick, and as I can see, she was on the boat, well healthy and nice, and she said, give thanks still, you know. So really
give thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, so I see this wellness symposium, you know. I know it's high orchestrated. What it going to feature? I know the features. I said, see the one them was featured on it, but what is the main crux of it?
Well, basically it is to really introduce the people of Jamaica, or just give the people that really do what we'd call complementary medicine or alternative medicine a platform, and just allow people to understand that there are other solutions and many of the things that they take for granted, like massage, acupuncture, yoga, tai chi, breath work, how all these things that would actually work collaboratively to give people wellness. So the theme of the symposium is really the habit of wellness. Just making all these things. There's something like, as Rastafari said, the levity, like wellness being something that you do every single day. Then when you fall sick, you just go to a hospital.
Okay. And all of these ones and that I see here, the 4 ones, them is practitioners in these disciplines.
Well, these are just the 4 core or keynote speakers. So myself, I will be doing the ABCs of healing. Dr. Bobby Price, who known as Dr. Holistic, will be doing toxicity because he is really a PhD in pharmacology. So he'll be talking about the different chemicals within the environment and exactly how these things they affect our health and why is it important to detoxify. Then Brother Rizal, that's with me right there. He'll be explaining exactly what he'll be speaking about on that day. And then we have Camilla McDonald of Camilla's Kitchen that'll be doing a food preparation demonstration.
Okay.
But then you have dentists, you have yoga experts, you have Tai Chi experts, you have all these different people also will be actually making presentations.
Okay, that sounds good. Rasley?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rizla.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Rizla.
All good, my brother.
And them a mix me up with the name, Anyway. How you, man?
Yes, sir, I'm well, my brother. I just got off the plane.
Oh, yeah?
And hopped on the phone, yeah.
Wow. And it's California you come from?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's far. That's well far. All right, now I'll keep you long then. All right. What you going to offer to the people them? Is it the first time you're going to come to Jamaica and speak?
Yes, first time. First time on the island. Yeah, I was supposed to be there a few years ago, but we know it's in the Most High's time. So this will be my first time coming to the island. And I will be presenting on the attack on our health. So I'll be going over some of the things that different governments are utilizing to try to prevent the people from accessing greater levels of health and wellness. And I will also be presenting some of my products that I have that are solutions when it comes to us helping ourselves with our health.
When you say you have, like what? We can't never see you with none long. So when I did that, St. Lucia, you did have any down there?
Well, no, in St. Lucia, you saying, do we have the products in St. Lucia?
Yeah. You had any down there?
Down there, I think we're gonna look at somewhere we can have them physically. But I know I'll be bringing a certain amount, just a small amount there with me.
I was asking if when I was down there with you, if you had any of your products.
Oh no, yeah. When you were there, no, I didn't have them actually. We were right at the point of, I believe we just finished putting everything together. So everything is sped up since then. So you actually will have your bottle. I'll have your bottle personally. I'll hand that to you.
All right. What involved in your production? What I know Kailash production, but what is it involved in yours?
Yeah. So this one is 13 herbs in one bottle. This is a brain supplement, an overall health supplement that helps with the endocrine system, the immune system, digestive system, and different parts of the body. So the way we formulated this myself, along with our brother, the Right Honorable Priest Kailash, is to help people to not only detox, but to repair their cells throughout the entire body. That's the overall idea. And there are other things as well, but we came up with this formula to help the people with one capsule to give them overall health and wellness. And it has helped a lot of people so far. We actually have reached over 2,500 five-star reviews already. Okay. And it is taking the world by storm. It's helping tremendously a lot of people.
Okay. So your brethren that came with you, him is here with you too, or you leave him?
Say it again, Muta. You cut
No,
off. I'm sorry.
yeah, all right. I forgot to say, your brethren that was in St. Lucia with you, that you must talk in with you. Is he here with you?
No, he's actually not going to be there with me this time.
Okay. All right. So we want to remind the people them this is going to take place January the 11th at UTEC. Everybody know where UTEC there? And it's from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I tell you, you have to make sure say that there. Because, I mean, I know three other ones in planet as like Eve, Camila, she is one of my favorite. When I say go out and eat place, she is one of my favorite places to go and eat when I feel lazy. And when my wife say, "Sure, we can't bother with no home food at the night time, I could go somewhere." Fair place is really something else. And we feel good to know, say, I see her face on it. Trust me. Kailash. How is the place up there now? Yeah. Oh, what? Tell me where you add on the place up there, man. I feel again. Eh?
Well, I mean, from the time that you were there, right after you left, I think our brother Jimmy Cliff came there and he spent about five strong there. He came for three weeks, but then he extended his stay and we had like a beautiful time.
Yeah.
So at the Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, we have, right now the physical campus of our school, because we have the Mount Kailash Herbal School of Esoteric Knowledge.
Yeah.
So we are just finishing the physical campus. So at least there'll be a space for people to come and study the art. Mm. Because what happened is that many of the disease conditions that our people are suffering from, people in general, going to medical school, you find that we did not really see that the system was basically what you call result oriented. That's why we say we come to revolutionize the healthcare system, meaning that changing things around. So the Mount Kailash, as you yourself, you've been there, is a place in the bush, it's in the hills, fully 100% off-grid, solar system, underground water, all the water in the tap is actually provided is underground natural.
I can testify to that. Trust me. Man. Yes. Yeah. And the planting extend itself become a bridge. We have a personal little bridge in there where him amongst you, when him come along, him amongst me. Prasad. Yeah. Him say to come up the forward and do some work, and him going to do some work. Him say it really go and good. Him do some work up there, and all the part where him go on. I mean, you repeat how it go.
Yeah, man. We right now we expanded. We cultivated a further 3 acres. So now I have a lot, mostly 90% of all the herbs that we use is right there on the mountain. What we began doing now is also bring forward the herbs that you don't really find in the Caribbean, like the ashwagandha. That we started growing that. St. John's wort, we're growing that now. Red stem yarrow, which is basically a dewormer that, we knew of its benefits when it comes to removing parasites from the physical structure, and also cytotoxicity, meaning that the components of that particular plant is known to actually kill off cancer cells. So for me now, specifically coming from the root of Rastafari, I always felt more comfortable, in selling or creating products from herbs that I know what their source is.
Of course.
Yeah, man, because I had this incident whereby we use a product. We got herbs from a different country, and we actually created some capsules, and we actually sent it to test. And what we found is that these herbs had what we call pesticidal residues. Meaning that, so you might think, well, somebody might tell you, well, yeah, that thing they're organic and natural and nice, but yet still, when you really test it out, it has a lot of phytates, a lot of chemicals in it that could actually cause damage. So the old medicine that you think that is good for you, right? So from that time, trust me, we clean out the cut off trees and started to take things and just
get rid of way to get rid of and thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So the place now is beautiful.
Yeah, all right. Hold on, I'm going to take a break and come forward. We're going to take a break and come forward.
Go buy your...
Riza Islam and Kailash from St. Lucia. There's a symposium that is going to be held at the UTech. Everybody know it as UTech. I'm calling it the university now. January 11, 2026. And it's an invitation for come and hear and feel and understand a clearer perspective. And when I talk about something we just, man does a boil up and a chew in a pattern, I talk about them a build roots and it's good for this. We are talking about professionally done. You know, you can go up on what them call a pharmacy and take it off of your shelf and know, say, it's, so you're the version I talk about, say, him go test certain things and find out, say, where him did have there wasn't where him did want, and him just have to get rid of that and start afresh. That is what we are talking about now. It's not a one where just, you go boil up this and boil up that and say, boy, this is good for that. Hey, you don't know this, some of them, man, yeah? You say anytime they must sell something, them say, boy, Muta, like I say, Muta, you know, this good for this, you know. You say, no, but me not have that, me have this. Him say, yeah, man, it's good for you too. And it's like it's a all-in-one thing, it's good for everything. And him start out, say, it's good for pain in your jaw. And then him say, but after your foot bottom, you're going to have pain in it, it's good for that too. But we are talking about something now where you can relate to and don't feel like, you know, it's when you say buy. No, it's somewhere work. And as I tell you, say, me go experience the bridging place in a St. Lucia and me give 100%. Yes, me validate it 100%. Believe you me. You remember that talk about everything off the grid, and that we are talking about. So we give thanks to the bridging is here, and we give thanks and continue that journey there. By the way, tell the people about your book, Bridging. Kailash, tell them people about your book.
All right, give thanks. Well, I mean, I have a book called The Herbal Manual, which is, I have a brand new edition hardcover that actually goes from the cells of the physical structure, you know, digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system. So even before we start to tell you that this bush good for this bush good for that, you have to know what is this and what is that. So you have to know when you eat, where the food go to, when you drink, where the water go to, when you breathe, where the air go through, what's your nerves, what's your skin, how your eyes see, how your ears hear. These simple things is like the manual of how the physical structure actually functions. And then we have over 50-something herbs from the Caribbean. And basically we have their scientific names, common names, what they use for, how to use them, recommended uses. Because everything is, you know, growing up, our ancestors used to just say 3 leaves or 3.5 leaf or 2.5 leaf, you know, and the time that we are now, you know, it is critical that our processes are very clear. So what we did, we added upon the knowledge of the ancestors, what they provided us with. And then we know, we study. Well, the science just validated what my grandmother have always been saying all the years, that guava leaf is good for stomach problem. You know, that Guinea hen weed does give you strong back or help with the prostate, you know, or even here in Jamaica, you know, you have plenty of herbs that's growing. I mean, Jamaica self, because people really don't understand that the pharmacy, that the PHARMACY is really FARMER, the pharmacy, SEE. You know, so the amount of herbs that grow wild here, like the sarsaparilla and the cherry roots and all these different roots and barks, you know, you have a lots of what you call scholarly articles on them, research that have been done on them, from the soursop leaf, the soursop root, the soursop bark. And how is it that if when you use the leaf, the root, the bark, and the stem all together of the soursop, you know, how it actually helps to heal the physical structure. So it is critical that we know the know-how. how exactly to do things. So, for instance, we had so many people dying of malaria, and then this ancient Chinese, traditional Chinese doctor, he was able to use the ancient way of preparing, right? A particular herb, a particular herb that everybody does use it, but if you don't use it a particular type of a way, you won't get the same reaction. So when you know how to use the herb, for instance, what they call vervine, blue vervine, if you just blend blue vervine and drink it, or you boil it and make tea, it's different than if you pong it, squeeze out the juice, and you actually drink it. That actually is like a very potent laxative purge. You cleanse, you builds up your nerves. So it is critical. So at that lecture, what I will be doing specifically is speaking of what you call the ABCs of healing. If it is that you have high blood pressure, many times people have high blood pressure and they're on how many drugs taking. When I went to medical school, that's where I learned. I say, hey, I know so many people that they're giving lisinopril and it's not good for black people, So I learned that many of the drugs that are being prescribed, it is just not effective for us. So if you have high blood pressure, what are the things you could do to help to bring down your pressure? Just stop eating bread, right? If you just stop eating bread, and that's, oh man, but I eat whole wheat bread. But it's not just the bread, it's the baking powder in the bread, what you call sodium. So if you could just stop eating bread every morning, that could help to bring down your blood pressure just because it is sodium high. Blood sugar levels, diabetes, how you could help people with diabetes, and what are the other conditions that you could develop when you have diabetes? Neuropathy, damage of your nerves, your vessels, diabetic glaucoma, you could lose your eyesight, retinopathy, your retina could actually detach because of increased pressure behind the eye. So we're going to be basically going into the disease and offering you simple solutions that's right there. And I have been blessed because I've had a very wonderful experience of having to deal with thousands and thousands of people that couldn't have children and have children now, people who have prostate cancer, breast cancer, cervical cancer, and learn how to actually utilize the ancient knowledge with science, because we're not telling you not to go and do an ultrasound, because I know the benefits of an ultrasound. How then, when you take that ultrasound and you see that, look, you have a fibroid or you have plenty of cysts in your ovary, how then you could utilize your lifestyle, how the things you could change, the things that you could eat, the things that you could start doing, the things that you could stop doing to naturally help to eradicate this disease. So I just want to welcome the people, and I brought Brother Reza with me into Jamaica, and also Dr. Price, because Dr. Brother Reza, he could speak for himself, but he is the man that during COVID, that the administration of Joe Biden actually placed him on, and in the White House on what they call a misinformation dozen. That's it, Brother Reza?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Conspiracy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And actually, interestingly enough, we not only have a lawsuit against them now, we are heavily winning so far with all the information that has come out, because they have witnessed that everything we were saying during the pandemic turned out to be true.
Okay.
So that is something that has been very victorious, I would say. And I'm going to be revealing different things that have come out, updates about new vaccinations that they're trying to push onto the world, new viruses that they're talking about where they're going to try to coerce the people somewhat like they did during the pandemic, but they know it won't work the same way. And then other things dealing with just certain things that have to be revealed that the people don't know. They have so many changes to their policies that affect people here in America as well as the Caribbean, that I don't want the people to get blindsided like they were 3, 4, 5 years ago. So we're going to go over a lot of those things to not only inform them of what is to come, but also possible solutions that they can utilize to protect themselves just in case.
Okay. Well, brethren, we're looking forward to it, and we'll give out the sound here now. We hope that it will help to really draw people up to UTEC. People, UTEC, the 11th of January. Be there. As I hear the brethren them, it's not joke business we are dealing with right so now. Kilash, give thanks, brethren.
Yes, my brother. Yes,
Reza?
from 11 to 7 p.m. 11 to 7 p.m.
Yes. All right. We'll be there. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Give thanks, brother.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Party music, you know, them are understanding music. Yes. You have to understand it. Not something you just listen to and jump up. Because if you jump up too far, you never hear what I say. And you make it because you want to hear what I say. Here we go.
She invented a device that gave sight back to people who had been blind for 30 years. And she became the first Black woman doctor to get a medical patent. Meet Dr. Patricia Bath. And what she created will blow your mind. 1981, she's working as an ophthalmologist, and she sees a problem. Cataract surgery is brutal. Big incisions, long recovery times, high risk. But she has an idea. What if we could use lasers? So she gets to work on something revolutionary. The laser phaco probe. This device uses laser technology to dissolve cataracts through a tiny 1 millimeter incision. 1 millimeter, practically invisible. For 5 years, she perfected this invention. Testing, refining, innovating. May 17th, 1988, she gets her patent. Patricia Bath becomes the first African-American woman doctor to receive a medical patent. But here's where it gets incredible. Her invention didn't just improve surgery, it performed miracles. The laser phaco probe restored sight to people who had been blind for decades. Dr. Bath's personal favorite moment? Using her device to give sight back to a woman who had been blind for over 30 years in North Africa. Imagine being in darkness for 3 decades, then suddenly seeing the world again, because one brilliant Black woman refused to accept that's just how surgery is done. She holds 5 patents total. Changed cataract surgery forever. Follow for more incredible inventors who changed the world.
Yes. Listen and listen well. Listen.
The most dangerous thing about your tattoo isn't the pain or the needle. It's what's living under your skin right now. That colorful ink covering your body, it's loaded with heavy metals like lead, arsenic, and mercury. And here's what tattoo shops don't tell you. Once it goes in, it doesn't stay put. Your body sees tattoo ink as a foreign invader and tries to fight it off. Some gets trapped in your skin, but the rest, it travels. Studies prove this ink migrates straight to your lymph nodes, your liver, and into your bloodstream. Because these pigments were never meant to be inside your body, they can trigger serious immune reactions, dangerous allergies, and in rare cases, even cancer-like growths. The worst part? Tattoo ink barely has any regulation in most countries. You could be carrying unknown toxins in your skin for the rest of your life. Tattoos are beautiful art, but your body isn't meant to be a chemical canvas. If you're thinking about getting inked, research your artist and ink quality first.
One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time.
The most dangerous thing about your tattoo isn't the pain or the needle. It's what's living under your skin right now. That colorful ink covering your body, it's loaded with heavy metals like lead, arsenic, and mercury. And here's what tattoo shops don't tell you. Once it goes in, it doesn't stay put. Your body sees tattoo ink as a foreign invader and tries to fight it off. Some gets trapped in your skin, but the rest, it travels. Studies prove this ink migrates straight to your lymph nodes, your liver, and into your bloodstream. Because these pigments were never meant to be inside your body, they can trigger serious immune reactions, dangerous allergies, and in rare cases, even cancer-like growths. The worst part? Tattoo ink barely has any regulation in most countries. You could be carrying unknown toxins in your skin for the rest of your life. Tattoos are beautiful art, but your body isn't meant to be a chemical canvas. If you're thinking about getting inked, research your artist and ink quality first.
I tell you, picnic, I agree with him. We agree with him, totally agree with him. Where we there? Yes, over there. Here we go. No, yes, over there. All right, here we go.
Africa was carved apart by foreign hands. It was a continent of kingdoms, trade routes, empires, and rich civilizations. But in the late 19th century, a storm was brewing in Europe. one that would forever alter Africa's destiny. This is the untold story of how an entire continent was stolen, not with bombs or battles, but with pens, lies, and a conference table. This is the Scramble for Africa, the Berlin Conference, a theft in silence. In 1884, in a cold room in Berlin, European powers, led by German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, gathered to decide the fate of Africa. No African leaders were invited, no kings, no chiefs, no elders. 14 European nations and the United States drew borders like slicing a cake, claiming entire nations they didn't understand. Britain snatched East and Southern Africa. France grabbed the West. Belgium's King Leopold II seized the Congo. Not for Belgium, but for himself. He called it the Congo Free State. But it was anything but free. 10 million lives lost. Workers who failed rubber quotas had their hands cut off. One of history's forgotten genocides. African envoys wrote letters, pleaded, and sent messages for peace. But their words never made it past the European walls. Cultures, sovereignties, and histories reduced to zones of profit. By 1900, over 90% of Africa was under European rule. Entire civilizations were uprooted, languages outlawed, cultures demonized. But Africa did not kneel. From the mountains to the coasts, from the deserts to the forests, Africa resisted. In Ethiopia, Emperor Menelik II read their twisted treaties, trained his army, and crushed the Italians at the Battle of Adwa in 1896, a victory that stunned Europe. In West Africa, Samorai Touré built an empire through trade and tactics, resisting French invasion for 16 years. In Nigeria, Queen Amina had long defended Azao, and in 1900, Ya Asantewa, Queen Mother of the Ashanti, declared, "If the men will not fight, I will." Sheikh Zulu had already revolutionized warfare, his strategies inspiring resistance generations later. In Zimbabwe, the Shona and Ndebele fought. In Algeria, Abdelkader launched years of guerrilla war. And in Angola, Queen Nzinga outwitted the Portuguese with diplomacy and defiance. Resistance lived not just on the battlefield, but in poems, songs, stories, schools, and whispered traditions passed in secret. They tried to erase us, but we remembered. Divide and rule, the empire's silent weapon. When brute force wasn't enough, Europe used division. In Nigeria, the British propped up certain tribes over others. In Rwanda, Belgians created ID cards separating Tutsi from Hutu, artificial lines that later exploded in genocide. In Congo, children were taught to worship their oppressors. In churches, our traditions were labeled evil. In schools, our names, heroes, and histories were erased. We were taught to speak foreign tongues, to serve foreign kings. But even then, resistance simmered. African intellectuals wrote, questioned, and taught in secret. Poets, parents, and prophets carried the flame of truth. Economic theft disguised as civilization. They claimed they came to civilize, but they came to steal. Gold, diamonds, rubber, oil, cocoa, cotton, drained to feed Europe's factories and finance its empires. In Congo, forests became death camps for rubber. In South Africa, black laborers dug for gold they'd never hold. In Ghana, cocoa funded Britain, while locals remained poor. Railroads were built, not to connect towns, but to move resources from mine to port. Taxes had to be paid in money, which could only be earned by working for the colonizers. It was theft disguised as development. The scramble's lingering shadow independence may have come, but the blueprint remained. Borders drawn in Europe still divide families, tribes, and tongues. In some nations, 5 official languages. None are African. Colonial laws still shape our courts. Schools still teach European kings over African heroes. Africa grows what it doesn't eat and eats what it doesn't grow. Our resources build luxury and tech abroad, while our youth remain unemployed at home. And when things break, the world blames Africa, not the system that broke it. But make no mistake, the scramble never truly ended. It just changed its name. Africa remembers. The resistance lives. They tried to bury our heroes, but we remember. From Samorai Touré to Ya Asantewa, from Shaka to Nzinga, from Abdelkader to Funmilayo Ransomakuti, the fight lives on. Some wielded swords, others wielded words. Some built armies, others built schools. Resistance lived in spirit, in the soul of a continent that refused to be broken. Reclaiming our voice, rewriting the story. For centuries, others told Africa's story. They called us backward, primitive, tribes without history. But we were never lost. From Timbuktu to Great Zimbabwe, our history was written in stone, song, and stars. Today, African scholars, filmmakers, artists, and youth are reclaiming what was stolen. We're renaming streets, rewriting textbooks, restoring symbols. The internet is our drumbeat. Diaspora voices echo across borders. We are not just reclaiming land, we are reclaiming identity. Because when you control the story, you control the future. We are more than victims. We are visionaries. We are the descendants of warriors and the keepers of memory. The scramble for Africa took our voice. This time we're taking it back. If this story opened your eyes, expanded your knowledge, or challenged your...
Yes, we're there with you. Cutting edge. May I tell you? I saw you do it. You know, we're going to take a break, because it's 12 o'clock. Take a break.
Brothers and sisters, this is Chalice.
Yes. It was 3 man. It's 1 man and him band. Here we go. Burning Spear.
£5 million a year in today's money. They purchased slaves from West Africa and subjected them to inhuman treatment, including having the word society branded on their chests with a hot iron to show that they were the property of the church. Previous Archbishop of Canterbury actually chaired the meetings approving the purchase of more slaves for the plantation. They were needed because so many had died as a result of their inhuman treatment. The church also enslaved children as workers too. The wealth the church enjoys today and its ownership of vast parts of the land and real estate of England and its prestige is because of this shameful blood money from the past. The Catholic Church and many of the popes were no better, abusing the innocent and forcing them into slavery. People often trust religion, religious people, and the church. They shouldn't. It has little, if anything, to do with God or Jesus. It is a human system spawned, controlled, and dominated by men. It is responsible for atrocities throughout history, even up to our present day.
You hear that?
RFM, number 1.
£5 million a year in today's money. They purchased slaves from West Africa and subjected them to inhuman treatment, including having the word society branded on their chests with a hot iron to show that they were the property of the church. Previous Archbishop of Canterbury actually chaired the meetings approving the purchase of more slaves for the plantation. They were needed because so many had died as a result of their inhuman treatment. The church also enslaved children as workers too. The wealth the church enjoys today and its ownership of vast parts of the land and real estate of England and its prestige is because of this shameful blood money from the past. The Catholic Church and many of the popes were no better, abusing the innocent and forcing them into slavery. People often trust religion, religious people, and the church. They shouldn't. It has little, if anything, to do with God or Jesus. It is a human system spawned, controlled, and dominated by men. It is responsible for atrocities throughout history, even up to our present day.
RFM, number 1 reggae station in the whole wide world. Radio.
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. Take a break.
With you, why should African leaders care? Why should Trump care about Africa? He shouldn't care about Africa to the same extent that the African leaders really shouldn't care about the relationship either. If the relationship can be worked out, that's wonderful. But if President Trump is saying, I have a mandate from my own people to take care of my people, and I'm doing what I need to do to take care of my people, African leaders need to take that same position. You see, It takes two to tango. If President Trump does not want a relationship with Africa, Africans shouldn't be begging for it. I'm hoping that this will translate into African leaders looking from within, because they don't really need to keep looking outside. They have what it takes. It's a wake-up call, just like what happened during COVID. It was a wake-up call for African leaders to realize that you must begin to look within Africa to take care of yourself. When the chips were down, the world walked away from Africa during COVID. So that's a reality. No supplies were coming to Africa. Africans were not manufacturing anything.
Yes, Africa must be Africa. Africa must be Africa. Simple. Not two ways about it, especially now.
Promoter.
Blessed man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to you and the family, you know.
You too, man. Give thanks for you.
Yeah, man. A long time I not touch base still, but you don't know. We still have listen to America. We still have only 2 years there, you know.
All right, sir. I hope you don't take it off, you know. Don't take it off.
No, man. I mean, I can't come off, you know. Yeah, man. You know, so I heard the whole world I cry with CMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, quick and fast, I just want to shout up 2 people because we're there right at hardcore sports bar right now. Check in and listen to what I'm going to CMA.
Okay. Well,
yes, I want to big up the one them on the corner, CMA. I want to big up Abby. I want to big up Angie, Odien, Ash, Bojo, Melissa, CMA.
Watch it, you know. Whoa. What Melissa do up there?
No, yeah, Melissa, the good Melissa. She not do no damage.
All right, sir. All right. If you say so.
Yeah, but the other Melissa, be a thing she go on with.
I tell you, man. And if ever catch this, man.
Yeah, so see, I want to send condolences to Bola CMA because you know him passed on a Friday night and singing. And my cousin Cherry Moody, she passed on, you know, the same time, the same day, 2 of them passed on the state.
What cause that? How come the 12?
Yeah, man, up in Orange,
where them from?
One of them is a mile short, the other one did a build a grave down there, real man. He did a build a grave down at the cemetery there. I mean, I don't know what I mean. He just drop down and just dead like that.
Down at the grave site?
Yeah, Brownstone Cemetery, he might build a grave.
Him drop down in the grave site?
Yeah, and dead.
Wow.
So Friday night, a film can go like CMA and Bolo film singing on Friday night.
Okay.
Cherry does pass, so not 2 set of film yet, CMA.
I know people are passing.
I got you eat CMA. So we just have to send the condolences to the family, them and the friends, them CMA, who agree CMA.
Yeah, man, give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks.
Yeah, man, and behalf of Run Road Boss, Froggy and RFM team, because you know, RFM play a great role in everybody's life.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, man, and big up to Miss Jackie and the youth, them CMA. I don't know, I think already. But yeah, and big up Jeffrey James in the up in the hills, I listen to CMA.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man, so respect again, honors and manners every time in general.
Every time.
What can I do?
You know, we have 2 little topics to deal with that, so because I hear the government talk about crime gone down, gun crime, murder rate gone down, and them, I think them count must say, I them reach 700 odd at the end of the year. Now, 2 weeks ago, me that talk about the police killings. And I hear somebody mention what me that say. Let me mention it. And the thing, the problem we have with it, you know, is that the people them so, it look like, me don't know, it look like them put glue in them eye and glue in them mind. It look like them glue up them mind like Patex or, you know, like them glue up them mind because watch you know. I don't know if I check the thing wrong or what. All right, them say them have 700 murder for the year. I could say 700 them say. That means it gone down, you know. According to them, it gone down. Because it was 1,000 odd, so things are get better. Things are get better. But you know, me hear say the police killed 300 people. I mean, no say youth them kill, young people them kill 300. Now, who is going to find out how much of those youth was murdered by the police and add them to the 700? And that me I try to find out. Me still I try to figure it out. How much out of that 300 that was killed last year by the police is murder? How much of them? Are we going to find out? You know, so we'll never find out. We will never find out how much out of that 300 was extrajudicial killing. Never find out. So them going to tell me now, say, and put smoke over the eye, and then put on I don't know what they put on over the eye, and we must believe nothing where we hear 700 murders. Yet still, police kill more people last year than the year before, You can have a country where police have killed 300 people at that. 300. That is like, and we never know. That is the hurtful part, you know. Even if it's 10 people out of that, you know, we never know. Even if it's 10 people out of that was killed unlawfully by the police, and the other 200 and odd was legally killed, we never know. Because them want to put things over their eye to say, watch a man, the things are going good now for we, you know. It's going good now for we. And who don't feel good for no say, murder gone down. Who don't feel good? Everybody's supposed to feel good. But me that we have feel good over there, so we can't feel good over here, so because over here so directly connected to over there, so we are talking about killing, and we are talking about shooting, and we are talking about murder. And it bother me personally, it bother me. It bother me because as youth them, as some youth, and the youth them are going wicked out there. The youth them are going wicked out there. But you can't tell me, say, 300 odd people police kill, and all of them youth there did a fire after the policeman them. So what happened to the man them, what happened to the one with the gun, where the police them kill over Mountain View area there, so. And them find out, say, them put the gun, plant the gun. Them count that in the murder, them count that in the 700 odd, or them count it in the 300 where the police kill. And nobody check it no further. A woman called me 3 weeks ago and said, Muta, them kill my baby father. In the same room where she dead, them kill the baby father. Now, no matter what a man they do, police are supposed to go in his house and murder him, Rasta. Not go so, it no work away there. But in a Jamaica, it work away there. I mean, I say it's only in a Jamaica it happen. But it make you feel aware. It make you feel aware. 300 odd people get murdered. Me will keep saying it that way there. Until them can tell me, say, them work it out, in the come work it out, and find out, say, out of that 300 there, 290 was not murder. Yeah, they have to make me know that, say, 290 out of them was not murder. But you can't tell me, say 300 youth get shot by police and get dead. But not to mention today the 7th. Today the 7th. Orthodox church them Christmas. Today the 7th. You know how much police killing start. You know how much police killing start of the year. Then I saw it go on, Rasta. So soon you hear police killing gone past the bad man them will murder people. Yeah, you so hear that. You so hear say this year the police murders gone down to 100, but the police killing has gone up to 500. What a calamity! What a calamity! We take the break and come forward. As I say, we'll take some phone call. Meanwhile, we play this. Why do people never really have for them station, you know? And this is what I play.
Yes, sir.
Orthodox Church Christmas. It was yesterday, 7th of January. And I want you know, say, you know, you have some people that say 7th of January, Ethiopian Christmas. Look here, I know only Ethiopia celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January, you know. Most Orthodox churches celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January. You know, that's what I try to tell you. So people, through Ethiopia celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January now. He play a talk about a Rasta Christmas. Rasta no Christmas. On the 23rd of July, Haile Selassie born. 1892. At that time, Haile Selassie born. So, man can go and say what he must say, but the reality is that Haile Selassie never born on the 7th of January. We must wake up and stop going like say we want maintain the same thing them will come bring in as slavery and bondage. That way I say. Because when people continue to talk, we hear some people that talk about Rasmus. What the hell, hey, I want to get them foolishness from. I like when the government talk about what them call it, independence, whatever them call it. Now you hear somebody that talk about Rasmus. What the hell you talking about? Which Rasmus? Rasmus is the 23rd of July, 1892. Haile Selassie born. And we don't need a fair try to twist it round and I bring it round and I carry it round like we want. Change it up and make it more validated when we say that. Rasmus. What we are trying to do? What we're trying to do? Saying Haile Selassie can't stand by itself. You have to validate it with some madness. Rasmus. Why you want to create a Rasmus around something that is not? Because the man with them called Jesus Christ, he never born on the 25th of December, nor the 7th of January. We have to know that. He never born the 25th of December, and the whole world know, you know. But because we are doing so much time, you know, them say, you keep a peace in a light, become true. It become true to the people them who not think. It come true to the people them who not think. So every year at a certain time in the year, them make we do certain things that we never usually do. And most of the creation of those things was created by the same people them who bandage we up, chain we up, and bring we across us. So most of them. As a matter of fact, most of the holiday them where we celebrate, it's not of our own historical references or cultural practices. It have something to do with nothing. And it keep subjugated in our mentality that devour our spirit, devour our consciousness, and hold it and strangle it. That if we try to come out right, the same one them, hold it long and say, what you talk about? This and that. You have whole heap of Orthodox churches all over the world. Armenian, Russian Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox, whole heap of them. And you have other people who celebrate Christmas, not even the 7th of January neither. You have countries who celebrate Christmas for other days. So you can't see the craziness of it. You can't see the craziness. Whole heap of countries celebrate Christmas, and it's not the 25th of December. How can one man ban so much different days? And how much the world can't get it right? You can't get the day, the birthday, I say that's the birthday wrong. Can't get it wrong on one day. And I call up on my brother them to stop make the madness continue. Rasmus, what the hell you talking about? Rasmus. Ras is a title. Ras is a title. That is how you see things get thwarted and misused and confused in history. Because you have some people come and say it certain way, and through them keep repeating it, it become like the thing was supposed to happen. And you can't see that all in the Bible too. And how people, church people, regurgitate what them read in the Bible and make it become them own, and then keep repeating it. And people grow up big and repeat it. And them can't take nothing else outside of where them are repeat. Because when you come and show them the right thing, them say madness, where you get that foolishness from? Where you get that foolishness from? So as I said, the 7th of January is an Orthodox Christmas, celebrated by Orthodox churches. That's what the 7th of January is. It is celebrated in Ethiopia because Ethiopian church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, is the main church in Ethiopia. So they celebrate it on the 7th of January. And then you have, in our compound, them have the celebration the 6th of January. You know, I mean, it bother me. It bother me when I hear Rasta. Rasta, I talk about Rasmus. Like you want to come bastardize the thing and make it, like how them say Jesus. Yes. No go say no. No man never named Jesus. Because him wasn't an Englishman, if you want to take him as how him was. Him come from a place where them call Africa. Where them call now the Middle East. I don't know how the East turn a middle, but then again you see the confusion. You keep repeating the thing, it become lie. And it become true. Because you keep repeating it. So when you come and you say, Jesus Christ, people say, them know we attack. Is a man who lived 2,000 years ago. But who know? Who know? Them know. But them keeping at the dark continuously. Talk certain way on this program, yeah. There are some people, it's almost like them a masochist, you know. Them love the beating. And them keep coming back for more of the beating. Why hit up all of the people them who listen to this program, yeah. Every Wednesday and can't take it. Yeah, who are healing up. Can't take it. And every Wednesday them can't miss it. Can't believe that, man. Them can't miss it, you know, but them love the program. Them hate the program. But guess what? Anywhere them go, them have to run, go home. But listen, we're healing up. Give thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that we get that off our chest, we are going to play. As I say, we have to take the phone call them. But you know, we stay if we don't get no phone call or nothing. We still go through. Here we go. Here we go. Corruption of thoughts, man. Mind control. How do you know when your mind is controlled? Think about it. How do you know when your mind is controlled? Some people spend their own life with controlled minds. Whole life, until them dead, their mind is controlled. And I want to say, most of the population right now, their mind is controlled. Yeah, man. The system say, get up at a certain hour because you have to go to work at a certain hour. Because you have to catch a certain bus at a certain hour. And you have to sit down in a chair. 5 days a week, you have to sit down in a chair at a certain hour, around a desk at a certain hour. And you go to lunch 12 o'clock at a certain hour and come back at a certain hour. You don't want to miss none of them certain hour there. I should know, so you're going in a problem. Serious thing. Men and people capturing at these certain hour. Mind control. Eating differences. We have to recognize the differences. That's why the earth's so pretty and beautiful, man. The differences. Everybody can't go one way. Madness. After we're in the army. Soldiers. No, sir. Cultures. It's good when you can experience different people's cultures and be respectful of it. Even though you don't live in that environment. But when you see different cultures, you just respect it. And I find some people who's very religious can't respect other people's culture. Them don't want to respect other people's culture. Not knowing, say, you have people out there that is not a part of their way. And we have to know that. One religion can't save the world. Don't pass it on to yourself, trust me. Not good. Don't pass it on to yourself. Here we go. Salute. It now keep that area. I can't believe that, man. 40 years. And it put off. I don't know what I'll put off till because I tell you, it's a thing. It's a thing, trust me. It's really a thing. Tony Rebel, I know you're supposed to feel, you know. I mean, I tell you, know you're supposed to feel. Here we go. My finger slip up, you know. Here we go.
Countries that killed the most people in history. You won't believe who's at number 1. Number 10, Japan. World War II invasions in Nanjing killed 10 to 20 million. Number 9, Ottoman Empire. Wars and genocides, 15 million plus. Number 8, Mongols. Wiped out cities, 30 to 40 million. Number 7, France. Colonial brutality, 40 to 50 million. Number 6, Nazi Germany. War plus Holocaust, 50 to 55 million. Number 5, Russia, USSR. Wars, purges, famines, 50 to 60 million. Number 4, Qing Dynasty. Rebellions, famines, 60 to 80 million. Number 3, USA. Native genocide plus wars, 60 to 80 million. Number 2, Mao's China. Policies and purges, 70 to 100 million. Number 1, British Empire. Colonialism and famines killed 100 million plus Indians. Total 150 million plus. Empires didn't rise. They slaughtered their way to power.
One more time. One more time.
Countries that killed the most people in history. You won't believe who's at number 1. Number 10, Japan. World War II invasions in Nanjing killed 10 to 20 million. Number 9, Ottoman Empire. Wars and genocides, 15 million plus. Number 8, Mongols. Wiped out cities, 30 to 40 million. Number 7, France. Colonial brutality, 40 to 50 million. Number 6, Nazi Germany. War plus Holocaust, 50 to 55 million. Number 5, Russia, USSR. Wars, purges, famines, 50 to 60 million. Number 4, Qing Dynasty. Rebellions, famines, 60 to 80 million. Number 3, USA. Native genocide plus wars, 60 to 80 million. Number 2, Mao's China. Policies and purges, 70 to 100 million. Number 1, British Empire. Colonialism and famines killed 100 million plus Indians. Total 150 million plus. Empires didn't rise. They slaughtered their way to power.
Yes. Last break. Here we go.
It's Decision Day, this Thursday, January 8th will be laundering $800 million in cocaine money. For centuries, the Vatican stood as the world's moral authority, but behind closed doors, a shocking operation was unfolding. Archbishop Paul Marcinkus had turned the holy institution into a criminal empire. He used diplomatic pouches to smuggle cash across borders without inspection, created fake accounts under saint names, and disguised drug money as religious donations. Mafia bosses made fake pilgrimages to personally deliver millions in cocaine proceeds directly to Vatican City. Italian investigators discovered that Vatican accounts contained more drug money than actual charity funds. When journalist Roberto Calvi threatened to expose everything, he was found hanging from London's Blackfriars Bridge. His pockets were stuffed with bricks and $15,000 in cash. The mafia had silenced him permanently. Meanwhile, Marcinkus fled to Vatican City, hiding behind diplomatic immunity. The world's holiest place had become the epicenter of organized crime's financial network. Sacred walls protected the dirtiest money on earth.
So you're asking now. We'll come forward, Little more from this. 2 o'clock with the stepping razor, the art of war. And we're there till 5:45. What them call it? PM. Had people them where the police them kill. If it was gunman, them will look after kill them. Yes. I find it very hard to believe, unfortunately, that the 300 and odd people the police kill is criminals. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. And I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it because it not sound too proper at all. It not sound proper. Anyway, we're going to see where going to happen with it. If over them check it, when them call it Indicom, we're going to see where Indicom are going to do. So, with it. Yes, first program for the year.
Hit the free subscribe button, people. Let's get to 12,000 subscribers.
One Uptown TV. Yo, enough there, me I represent. Bang.